It's the most wonderful time of the year for something terrifying! Hello, I'm Matt Wazbinski, and welcome to Waz Watch. Today we are looking at some of the new Christmas films that have come out this year. And this time we are going to look at Krampus, or Krampus, or I'm going to call it Krampus. I'll probably call it Krampus and Krampus. It's kind of like a weird Germany word. It's a scary movie. Krampus is directed by Michael Daughtry, who also directed Trick or Treat, which is kind of a cult classic Halloween movie. And so a lot of people were really excited to see what he was going to do with this legend of Krampus. The whole idea is that if Santa Claus is the good guy, who when you're good and behave and, count your blessings, brings you gifts, Krampus is the yin to his yang and all that sort of stuff. That if you're mean and you're hateful and you're selfish, then he comes and he takes. So instead of giving, he takes. This film stars people like Adam Scott, who actually does a really good job in this movie. But it's interesting. At first, when I went, I was kind of unsure, is this a scary movie? Is this a funny movie? I actually saw the preview for this when I went to go see The Martian. And at first I thought, it's going to be kind of like the review with Love the Coopers. The whole idea of, it's his family and they're they don't really get along, but by the end of the film, they'll realize that family is super important, that they love each other because it's Christmas. And that's not what happens at all. There's a boy who is still kind of in that age where he's not really sure if he believes in Santa, and all of his extended family comes to their home and they are rude and everyone's mean and backstabbing and drinking, and it's I just can't wait till these people get out of my life. And so he ends up tearing up his letter to Santa Claus, throwing it into the wind, and then Krampus gets it. And so there's this snowstorm which sets up this scary movie. There's this snowstorm, all the power is out, no one can see anything, and Krampus is going around this neighborhood and basically killing everybody, the neighbors and everything like that. And the only thing that's keeping him out is his great-grandmother actually experienced Krampus back in the day, so she's somewhat aware of what is going on, so she tells the story of Krampus and why he is there to get them. It is actually a pretty good film. It's a pretty low-budget film. It wasn't spectacularly beautiful, but it is an interesting twist on Christmas, much like Nightmare Before Christmas, which was sort of like this gothic telling of the Christmas, holiday. This is along those lines. One movie that it constantly reminded me of is Gremlins, where you have these few moments of scariness. There were a few moments where I jumped, there were a few moments where I felt a little bit nervous or anxious, but there were also a lot of very funny moments. His minions are mean elves, possessed toys, like a stuffed bear that has fangs, Christmas angel that's trying to kill you. There are all these things where it's basically a mean, evil version of Santa Claus. This film does a very good job of kind of not taking itself too seriously. Yes, it does have those scary moments. Yes, it does have those moments of peril where you're not really sure what's going to happen to the characters, but at the same time, it is very, very funny, and it knows not to take itself too seriously. I really enjoyed this film. I think that it has the potential to be a kind of cult film. I think it has the potential to be something like a Gremlins, where you have those humors, but you still have these menacing characters that are trying to do harm to you. It's not your typical scary movie in the slasher horror, people getting chopped up kind of thing, but then it's also not just a satire movie where everything is just goofy, and it's not like a kid's movie where it's oh no, run away, and there's upbeat music while the chase is happening because they're being chased around. There are some legitimate moments of terror, and there are some legitimate moments where people are being harmed. But at the same time, it is mixed in with this whole dynamic of this anti-Santa Claus. There was a lot of really good special effects and practical effects, a lot of people in costumes. There were some times where it was kind of a takeaway. I really love how Krampus was kind of viewed before the reveal. In scary movies, I love when they do this. the hiding of the monster. So you'll see him, but he has his hood on. He's covered, like he's far away and in the snow, or you'll see like him walking, and so you'll only see he's got like hooves. So you'll only see his hooves, but you won't see his full. There isn't really a big reveal of him until the end, which was good, but it was a little bit disappointing as well, just because they did choose to go with practical effects, which I prefer over CGI, because a lot of times, especially with low budget films, you can definitely tell CGI, and you're like, I'm looking at something that's computer rendering, not like a big makeup and prosthetics and all that sort of stuff. But the reveal was a little bit of a letdown. It's not like a plot twist or anything like that, but just when they finally show him, I was kind of expecting something differently in my mind, which is one downside of hiding your monster. People are so naturally creative that you fill in the blanks with whatever you're scared of. So when he hides in the shadows, and when he hides behind a hood, and when you don't really see all of them, you just naturally imagine the scariest thing that you can fill in that blank with. And so when you see it, some of you might be scared, some of you might not be, but for me, I guess I was envisioning something a little bit different. But overall, I really enjoyed my time at this movie. It's a really good PG-13 scary movie. Nothing that's going to give you nightmares, nothing that's going to be a horrible, terrible thing forever. But I do think it's an interesting twist on your typical holiday Christmas movie. Overall, what did I think of this movie? I am going to give Krampus a B. I think it's a pretty darn good film, especially for a low budget holiday. How are we going to make a scary Christmas movie? Because scary Christmas movies are incredibly rare. Seriously, go on to IMDb and try to find a good scary Christmas movie. There's really not a lot of them. There's like Santa Sleighs and there's like basically really corny bad ones where they're trying to be scary and they just end up so ridiculous that they're funny. This one is one that admits that it's funny, kind of plays along with that, but then also does have some genuinely scary, jumpy, oh my gosh, that's weird, creeping me out moments. So they do find that blend very well. So I'm going to give this movie a B. Well, that's what I thought of the movie. Did you see it? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, my question for you today is, what is your favorite holiday scary movie? I mean, there's a lot of Halloween ones out there, but do you have a favorite Christmas scary movie? Or is there a Thanksgiving scary movie? If so, let me know, because I'm kind of unaware of that one. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Be sure to share this with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Matt Watts. Thanks for watching.